On July 2nd, 1937, one of the most famous women in America disappeared over the Pacific. Amelia Earhart was attempting something extraordinary, to fly around the world. She had already crossed the Atlantic alone. She had broken aviation records. She had become an international celebrity. But on that day, somewhere between New Guinea and a tiny island in the Pacific, Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished. No confirmed wreckage was ever found. And more than 8 decades later, the mystery remains. This is the story of Amelia Earhart, the woman who conquered the skies, and then disappeared into them. Amelia Mary Earhart was born on July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas. As a child, Amelia was not interested in behaving like everyone expected a girl to behave. She climbed trees, explored the outdoors, and loved activities that were considered unusual for girls at the time. Her childhood was also unsettled. Because of her father's work with railroads, the family moved several times, and Amelia attended multiple schools, but the experience that would change her life came years later. During World War I, Amelia worked as a volunteer nurse's aide in Toronto. While there, she became fascinated by aviation. She began visiting a nearby airfield and watching pilots take to the sky. Flying was still dangerous, experimental, and overwhelmingly dominated by men. But Amelia wanted to understand it, and eventually, she wanted to fly. In 1920, Amelia experienced her first airplane ride. It lasted only about 10 minutes, but those 10 minutes changed her life. She later recalled that after seeing the ground from the air, she knew she had to learn to fly. She worked a series of jobs to save enough money for flying lessons. In 1921, she began taking lessons from female aviation pioneer Netta Snook. Learning to fly was expensive, so Amelia did whatever work she could find. She became a photographer, truck driver, stenographer, and social worker. Eventually, she bought her own aircraft. She wasn't simply learning to fly. She was building a life that most people around her never imagined was possible for a woman. In 1928, Amelia became internationally famous after becoming the first woman to cross the Atlantic by air as a passenger. But Amelia wanted more. She didn't want to be remembered simply as the woman who had been carried across the Atlantic. She wanted to prove what she could do herself. And in May 1932, she attempted something far more dangerous. She set out to cross the Atlantic alone. The flight was difficult from the beginning. Her aircraft developed mechanical problems, and weather conditions became dangerous. But Amelia continued. After hours in the air, she finally landed in Northern Ireland. She had become the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, and she had done it alone. The achievement transformed her into an international celebrity. She received the Distinguished Flying Cross from the United States, Congress, and other major honors. But Amelia wasn't finished. Amelia Earhart became one of the most famous aviators in the world. She wrote books. She gave lectures. She encouraged women to pursue careers that society often considered unsuitable for them. She also continued flying. In 1935, she became the first person to fly solo from Hawaii to California. That achievement was especially significant because the Pacific crossing was considered extremely challenging. By then, Amelia wasn't simply a pilot. She had become a symbol of independence, a symbol of courage, and for many women, a symbol of what was possible. But Amelia was already thinking about something even bigger, a flight around the world. In 1935, Amelia Earhart joined Purdue University as a counselor on careers for women and an advisor in aeronautics. Purdue would become closely connected to her final adventure. In 1936, she acquired a specially equipped Lockheed Electra 10E. She called it her flying laboratory. The aircraft was prepared for long-distance flight and navigation research. Amelia now had a new goal: to fly around the world. Not by taking the easiest route. She planned to follow a route close to the equator. It would be one of the most ambitious flights ever attempted, but her first attempt failed. In March 1937, Amelia began the journey from Oakland, California. When she attempted to take off from Luke Field in Hawaii, the aircraft ground-looped and was badly damaged. The plane had to be returned to California for repairs, Many people might have stopped there. Amelia didn't. She prepared for another attempt. On June 1st, 1937, Amelia Earhart began her second attempt to fly around the world. This time, she flew from Miami, Florida, heading east. Her navigator was Fred Noonan, an experienced navigator who had worked on Pacific air routes. The journey was enormous. They crossed South America, then Africa, then the Middle East and Asia. For thousands of miles, the journey continued successfully. By the end of June, Amelia and Noonan had completed roughly 22,000 miles. But the most difficult part was still ahead. They reached LAA, New Guinea. Their next destination was Howland Island, and Howland Island was tiny. It was little more than a narrow piece of land in the enormous Pacific Ocean. Finding it from the air would be extremely difficult, and Amelia's aircraft was carrying a heavy fuel load for the long journey. On July 2nd, 1937, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan took off from Lae. They were heading toward Howland Island. They never arrived. Waiting near Howland Island was the United States Coast Guard cutter Itasca. Its job was to help guide Earhart toward the island. But communication problems quickly became a serious issue. Radio transmissions were received, but determining exactly where the aircraft was proved difficult. Weather and navigation added to the uncertainty. As the hours passed, the situation became increasingly desperate. Earhart was running low on fuel. The aircraft was somewhere over the Pacific, but nobody knew exactly where. Then came the final known radio communications, and after that, silence. Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan had disappeared. The United States launched a massive search operation. Ships and aircraft searched a huge area of the Pacific. The effort became one of the largest search operations of its time, but there was a problem. The Pacific was enormous, and Earhart's exact location remained unknown. Search aircraft examined remote islands and ocean areas. Some reports suggested possible signs of recent human activity on remote islands, but no confirmed evidence connected Earhart to them. The official search eventually ended. On July 18th, the U.S. government abandoned its search. George Palmer Putnam, Amelia's husband, continued efforts to search for her for several more months, but no confirmed trace of Amelia Earhart, Fred Noonan, or their aircraft was found. In 1939, Amelia Earhart was legally declared dead. But legally dead did not mean the mystery was solved. Over the decades, several theories have emerged. One possibility is that Earhart and Noonan simply ran out of fuel while searching for Howland Island, and the aircraft crashed into the Pacific. Another theory suggests they may have landed on a remote island and survived for some time. Other theories have made much more dramatic claims, but none has been conclusively proven. That distinction matters. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart remains a historical mystery because there is still no definitive evidence establishing exactly where she and Noonan ended up. The theories continue, the searches continue, and every new piece of possible evidence brings the mystery back into the spotlight. But Amelia Earhart's story is about more than her disappearance. Before she vanished, she had already changed aviation history. She had crossed the Atlantic alone. She had flown across the Pacific alone. She had broken records. She had written books, and she had encouraged women to pursue careers in aviation and other fields where they were often told they didn't belong. Her final flight became the mystery everyone remembered, but her life was the achievement. Amelia Earhart once became famous because she dared to fly where few women had gone before. Then in 1937, she disappeared while attempting to fly around the world. No confirmed wreckage has ever solved the mystery. No final resting place has been established with certainty, and the Pacific still holds the answer. Amelia Earhart disappeared from the sky, but she never disappeared from history. Her name remains attached to one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. She was not born a legend. She became one. This was the story of Amelia Earhart. For more extraordinary stories from history, subscribe to Legends Archive.